focus of it. It's full. So that definitely worked. Well, excuse me, this ball has mud on it. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, exactly. Back onto the field. Come on. Come on, big boy. Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to all of the long-term subscribers and a very warm welcome to all the new subscribers. There's a lot of new subscribers that have joined this channel just lately. This is our home garden in southwest of Ireland in County Kerry. My name is Maiju. Spuds or Snowy is somewhere on the field chasing a ball like he usually is. And every week there's something new going on in the garden and there's new things to do or something else to look at. So this is what we're all about, vegetables and flowers, growing both of them. Some seasons more of one than the other, but yeah, there's different areas that I dedicate vegetables to and different areas for ornamentals. So this week, now the plans I had for today, specifically for today, are not going to happen because I was out in the garden already yesterday and and don't feel sorry for me, honest, because I got a warning from my husband already beforehand, before he went to work, not to be stupid, for me not to be stupid as I was heading out. Especially he was even questioning, was I well enough even to be outdoors because of the viral cold I got that turned into a bit of like a bronchitis. I was like, no, I won't be stupid. So yeah. But the main issue happened when I went to kick the ball for Snowy, and that was a proper big football. So think of the force you would hit a football with. And I thought I just had a tuft of grass in front of me and I was at a bit of a slope the way I was angling my foot, and I never realized what I was actually hitting was not a tuft of grass. There was a big rock underneath of it. The grass had just grown over it. It's very painful to walk. So what I was planning to do will not happen because footwork was going to be a very big part of it. And I don't want to waste the opportunity. The grass is growing, the weeds are still growing, the plants are really waking up. So I think I will still get some of these kind of less active jobs done. But nevertheless, they're gardening jobs that need to get done in spring before the full burst of energy goes into the plants. Now I've come into the rose garden and most of my roses really will need a prune back. But at the moment, I'm definitely going to focus on this climbing rose because there's so many fresh shoots coming onto it and there's a lot of branch work that needs to be taken down. And with the climbing rose, I suppose the main thing is that you do prune it in late winter, early spring. And with this one especially, I do usually want to see where it starts to naturally put out the new buds, so I know where I'd cut back to. But this time I'm definitely going to remove a couple of the older branches as well. So obviously with the climbers, rather than with the ramblers. So ramblers, you only prune them back after they've flowered, so right after they've flowered, because the next year they're going to flower on the stems that are created at the end of that same year. So this one will flower on brand new shoots. So climbers on brand new shoots that are created this spring. So first of all, I have my secateurs cleaned and sharpened, and because I'm dealing with that same plant and I don't see anything that is particularly diseased, I don't need to clean the secateurs between every sort of cutting or between every branch work. It's the same plant. Now, if I would see that there's a lot of dieback on a branch and I'm cutting right through it, I would then actually give it another clean. And usually I just use antibacterial wipes throughout the years. I find it just the easiest and quicker. But the best way to get good amount of flowers out of climbing roses is to train the branch work. So you want to have good solid stems coming from the root system up, and from there you probably want about 3 to 5 of these real solid stems, and those are the ones that you usually would train as horizontally as possible, so at least even 45 degree of an angle. And from there, the branches that are coming out of those, they're the ones that you're going to cut back, because that's where the flower stems are going to come out of. But yeah, this one now, this is quite messed up, especially because of that second flush of flowers in autumn. There's a lot of mixing between new growth, older ones, something that the wind has damaged over the winter. So I'm going to do quite a radical pruning, and I'm going to take out a couple of really thick stems from the ground level already as well, because you do also want to make sure you have some fresh green shoots starting to come from the base, so the plant will keep rejuvenating itself, especially like so in this condition where it's in a solid planter itself. It doesn't have access to much bigger area where it can get nutrients from. So yeah, I'm going to cut it back a bit and going to retrain it in. So the very first branch is always to cut back whatever plant you're trimming is dead, damaged, diseased. And then in this case, it's straight away anything that's growing outside of the trellis here, even though those branches look so healthy and strong. Now, my trellising here is not really big enough for the vigor of this particular plant, but because they're growing out, I don't want any new stems to be growing out from those, so anything that's on the back of the trellis are going to be cut off. I'm not going to try to take them through or bend them. It's going to create new branches, and those are the ones that I can start training. And before I even start with the smaller branches, I'm going to look at straight away which of these really big thick stems I'm going to take out. There's one quite an older stem here. I can see that the bark has cracked a bit. Otherwise it's healthy, it's putting out healthy shoots, but because of the overall age of this, plus the stem next to it has some old bark damage on it, and then the ones behind are in, no, well, this actually looks like it could come out as well. It's not really supporting much branch work. So I'm going to be taking out 3 of these large branches straight away. Now I've removed all the branches that were obviously, first of all, connected to those big stems that needed to go anyway. And then any branches where between, I suppose, the movement in the wind, they've been rubbing against each other, and I took out every branch that was going to the outside. And now next step would be something that's crossing. So I have a couple of them crisscrossing here, which was just to give more branch work at the time when I didn't have enough. But then there's this kind of a funny crux here as well. So I'm thinking I'll take them out, because again in here they're crisscrossing. So you'll see that you'll have this real strong stem. I'm going to hold on to all of this, probably drop it down a little bit, so I'll get a little bit more of a horizontal base where the lateral shoots then can start coming out of, again, where the flowers are going to be on. But I'm going to take out every bit of this which has that branch attached. Again, there's a bit of damage on there, plus then it's crossing, as this is a nice fresh young shoot that I can train then onto the trellis here. So I'll take it out from here and then train it down. I think it's going to be much easier for you to see it then. See how extreme this was, and this type of prune you wouldn't be doing every spring, every 2-3 years though, depending how vigorous the previous year's growth has been or what branches have gotten damaged for you. So basically, again, from the real proper main stem, we have one big branch that I'm dropping horizontally or at least 45 degrees, and out of this is where your lateral shoots are coming from, where the flowers are going to be on. Now those lateral shoots though, ideally you'd cut them back to 2 to 3 buds, and from there the proper flower stems are going to come out. In here all the pruning is done, and you see there's one long branch right from the tip of the main stem. And if I would say have a fencing here or something longer, the trellising would be running longer, or there's something to tie onto it, and I want to extend, even though there's no branch here, but I'd want to extend the, let's say, the row's overall growth to this direction. All I would have to do is literally just tie this as horizontally as possible, and obviously in here I'd have to take off the tip anyway because that's where the old flowers were, but it would just keep growing otherwise. And from here now, from every shoot you'd have lateral stems, and then those lateral stems you can start tying in again, maybe at 45-degree angle or like slightly curving, and from there loads of flowers. So this is a way just to extend a branch that for whatever reason needed to be cut shorter earlier. But in my case, I have nothing to tie it onto. My trellis is too short, so I'm going to actually take it down all the ways to here. And on this one, I left it a little bit longer. As I said, it should be only 2 to 3, but I don't see any real active buds from that branch yet. I want to see which ones spurt out first, and then I'll cut the top branch back. And in here I can definitely see 1, 2, 3 strongish enough, well 10 to 15 centimeters, that's sort of the length. But again, in these guys I can always take them back a little bit more if needs to. So this is it. As you see, a lot of the branches have been removed, and as I said, you wouldn't be doing that much pruning every spring, but this did need a bit of rejuvenation, and I am happy I got rid of now those crossing branches, because there's just too much of a chance of something rubbing against each other and creating a pocket where a disease could go in. Now another actually important thing where my secateurs is to remove all of last season's leaves, because again they can be harboring disease. So any bit of the old ones, and it's actually only on one branch left. The rest have come off during the winter themselves. No. That is it. And I tend to just chop up all my branch work in one go. I know it's a little bit tedious. Actually, one more leaf in here. A little bit tedious, but at least this way, God, they're thorny as hell. And at least you're only really handling the branch once and it's just done. Look, the whole bucket of it is full. So that's a lot. But yeah, so main stem work, get good solid branches horizontally or at least 45 degrees, and from there now I will start seeing new shoots coming up. From there I can tie them further into the trellis, but that's where the flowers are. And all that's left now to do really is mulch it, feed it and mulch it. I have compost ordered, and I have to get some horse manure as well, and so I'm not feeding or mulching it today, but at least the pruning is done. So, oh, and here, and for one of these lower branches I actually brought in a good solid bamboo stick, and that's really well in the ground as well, and that's just to manipulate the branch to stay in a particular position, because this branch is young enough so it's not that rigid, and obviously the branch itself has a little bit of a pull, and I want to make sure that once it stiffens itself as it gets more mature and older. Trouble, hello Trouble, you're coming here. It will stay in a position that I want it to stay in, and then from here again I will start getting the new shoots, the lateral shoots upwards. Yeah, as long as you don't sit on my sore foot. Yeah, that's the ball that brought me all the trouble. I know. Silly me. That was silly me. But tying the branch work in at the soft, sort of flexible rubberized twine is better because it just has that flexibility in it. As you see, the cottage garden behind me is starting to wake up as well. And I'm really looking forward to getting into this space just once we get a little bit warmer spring weather now and getting that all cleaned up and really seeing where the plants are coming out of. There's so much old foliage there, dead foliage, and it needs to be mulched. But tulips are finally starting to come up because I was quite worried when I saw these little digging signs. Now I'm thinking it's just the blackbirds going around in the soil. But yeah, I couldn't see any of the tulip bulbs, where they were planted, where they would be coming up from. And I was worrying that somebody's actually stealing those bulbs. But now I really see there's nice areas of those fresh leaves pushing out of the soil. So no, I didn't leave them, and that's why I'm quite sure now it's just blackbirds or sun thrushes that have been here and have been just poking through the soil areas and finding slugs and whatnot, which is really beneficial for me and the plants. And I've also very quickly given one of the beds here in the rose gardens a clean up. I didn't prune back the roses properly yet, but I just took off most of the debris that was on the soil surface itself. And again, I can see tulips poking through the ground now, way better at the time than when I was trying to plant those alliums 2 weeks ago now, I suppose. I've only done one planter, and that's how I'm going to leave it. I'm not doing the other 3 this week, but that's like a little seed, just a little initiative of this is what we're aiming for. And let's get the others done as well, but not this weekend. But the soil still needs to be mulched, and I am going to feed the roses as well. I'm going to add fertilizer to them. I think I said I have compost, fresh compost orders, so these are the big ton bag composts as well. So nice healthy addition for the planters. And oh yeah, I'll show you actually the seedlings update as well. So that's what I sowed last week. That's the March sowings. So that's the initial first half of the March seedling sowing, and just see how they're growing. So here they all are. Well, one of the trays actually of the Cosmos germinated within, I think, 1 or 2 days. They were so fast to come up. So I've actually taken, and the full tray came up, so I've taken it into the greenhouse. So that's already there, and I should really do the same with this little pot. It's a different variety, and I had 3 pots of it sown. Yeah, and you see how different every bit has come out, and then there's one stronger one coming, and again just 2 in there. This is the nasturtium. Again, a couple of pots are stronger than others. This is parsley, so that's different make. But those 2 are nasturtiums. And then this lot here. Now, they're all obviously leaning over because there's very little sunlight. I'm hoping for next year's growing season that I would get myself some grow lights if the budget stretches to them. But a lot has come up. Now, this I'm still not happy about. This is a brand new packet of spinach, and there's still nothing up from there. This I'm not surprised about because that's the celeriac, and that wasn't a fresh packet, but just overall the celeriac is slow. You'll see them better. Turnip is the strongest. There's cauliflower here, 2 types. But yeah, the germination across the board is not bad. I'll just churn them around now, so that they can start going the other way. But these really could be taken out and potted up further. But all in all, yeah, not bad germination at all. And I'll show you the heated propagator as well. So these are the chilies that have recovered from me drying out the whole tray of them, and they're growing away. And I've been turning these little pots one way and the other way as well, just as the plants are starting to lean towards the window more. I'll flip them over. And this is actually what I really wanted to show you here, is these are the couple of pots of flowers that I sowed in February. But because I wasn't sure how the weather was going to be, I popped the pots into the fridge for like a month. So obviously it was February, now it's March, and they've been out here for a week. And out of the 3 pots I have, 2 have come up. So this is the Echinacea Ruby Star. You see how lovely the seedlings are. Really happening. And this guy is Rudbeckia Goldstrom. But out of the 3rd pot, which is Rudbeckia Brilliant Star, there is nothing. But that definitely worked. Putting pots with soil, with seeds, into the fridge for cold stratification works. I didn't cover them with anything, but look, now in the propagator and seedlings are popping up. But these 2 are my last week's sowings of, one is the shallot and the other one is chili. There is nothing out of the shallots, which I'm not too happy about, that there's literally no sign of it. And there's 2 varieties I sowed, and out of one side there's only 1 jalapeno that has come up, and there's nothing from the other side. So I'm not too happy to see that situation either. I might just give them another week, and then I don't have any more jalapeno seeds, so that's it. If that one germinates, let it be. Then just all I have is 1 plant of jalapeno. But otherwise, the other one I'm not impressed with. Then I will re-sow it. That was a new packet. It's a new variety as well. But if that doesn't germinate either, the second sowing, I might just go back to the seed company. And these guys, really, I should pot them up. I probably want to prepare those pots, bring the pots with soil into the house, get the soil to warm up for about a day or 2 days, and then prick them out and pot them into their individual pots. They are well ready now. There's true leaves on them, and yeah, but they're cute. Look at the colouring already in the Chinese 5 colour. They are so cute. So this week's video ended up being shorter than usual ones. Couldn't have been helped. Well, it could have been if I wouldn't have kicked that stone. Oh, probably have to go now and put my foot up, considering how long I've been actually standing. It's not bad. It's not all bad. I'm getting catered around the house quite a bit, because obviously they can see how bruised it is and how swollen it is. So yeah, lesson learned though. Don't go kicking things unless they're in your very clear view. So let's hope I'll be able to be more productive next week, and we'll see you then.